Good day everyone, my name is Kai Sing. My research topic for today is evaluating competitiveness across public listed companies using key financial metrics. In this presentation, we will focus on evaluate the competitiveness of public listed company by comparing their key financial metrics. By doing so, it will provide a valuable insight for investor and business leaders to assess the company competitive advantage and market positioning for better investment. In this research, the objective is to analyze the key financial metrics that provide a comprehensive evaluation of the company competitiveness and the influence of the company sizes. We will also assess the limitation of relying on single metric to determine the company competitiveness. The central problem of this research is over-reliance on a single and familiar financial metric to evaluate the company competitiveness may lead to neglect of other critical metrics and overlook the interrelationship between metrics that cause an inaccurate perception of financial health. The interpretation of financial metrics are highly influenced by the company sizes, which add another layer of complexity to assess the company competitiveness. The problem arises due to the familiarity and simplicity of the use of financial metrics, which allow for easy computation and interpretable. Market norms also play an important role in causing this issue happen, where the widely used metrics such as revenue and earnings considered as a key indicator for success, leading other metrics being unexplored. So, all the while we're talking about competitiveness. So what is competitiveness? Competitiveness can be referred a company's ability to compete in the market or a country's ability to compete with other countries. It can be a quality of being as good as others of a comparable nature. So, in this study, we will focus on the financial metrics such as revenue, earning, net profit margin, price to earning ratio, price to sales ratio, earning per share, earning yield, dividend yield, in order to assess the competitiveness of a company. In this research, the dataset actually extracted from the Kaggle and consists of around 10K of the dataset. Then we will run through a data pre-processing to remove all the duplication value, error value, missing value, as well as the zero value to ensure the data completeness. Integrate financial performance analysis is the methodology will be used in this research. This analysis can be drilled down into three techniques such as benchmarking by medium and interquartile range, comparative analysis, and diagnostic charting. In this research, benchmarking is the first step of the analysis. We compute the median value and the interquartile range by using Python code regardless of the company sizes and sector to detect any potential outliers. Those values outside the lower bound and upper bound for each of the metrics are considered as outliers and will be removed in this analysis. They always have a favorable metric used by investors such as revenue, earning, PE ratio, dividend yield, treated them as a key success indicator for investment potential. Therefore, the graph focuses on the top 10 performance in earning, revenue, PE ratio, and dividend yield to see an overview. The graph shows that no single entity appears consistently across all the graphs, indicate that relying on a single metric is insufficient to assess the company competitiveness, as the performance on one metric may not be reflected to the performance on others. After the benchmarking has been done, comparative analysis will be the second step of the analysis. Metric by metric comparison will be used to examine the interrelationship between key metrics to uncover the insight on how the changes on one metric will impact the others. Additionally, performance grouping will be used for each of the metrics to provide another layer of insight by categorizing them in a different performance segmentation into high, low, medium. This metric by metric comparison will be carried out on the research. The first graph showing the positive relationship between revenue and earnings, where increase in revenue will increase in earnings. There is a concentration at the lower revenue and earning near to the origin, particularly from the small cap company, which indicate they may face difficulty in generate revenue and maintain profit. However, companies with higher revenue and earnings tend to be a larger company, showing in the blue cluster, which allowed them to continue being competitive advantage in the market. Second graph showing the negative relationship between revenue and net profit margin, where increase in revenue may decrease net profit margin. This situation tend to be happen in larger company where they can generate higher revenue, but somehow their cost structure might be complex, or maybe due to the high pressure on the competition and lead to the overall efficiency in converting sales to profit become lower. The third graph showing the complex relationship between earning and net profit margin. This indicates that the changes on the net profit margin not solely based on the earning itself, but also due to external factors such as market condition as well as the economy of scale. On the bottom graph showing the positive relationship between PE and PS ratio. On the bottom left, is showing that there is only one entity called Egypt Equipment has high performance for both two metrics, which indicate a strong competitiveness in the capital market as compared to others. On the bottom right, large cap and mid cap companies tend to have higher PE and PS ratio and have more stable valuation due to its strong profitability as well as the revenue generation. For the relationship between earning yield, dividend yield, and earning per share is showing that there is a weak positive relationship between them. In this discussion, we will focus on the relationship between the earning per share and the payout ratio. Technically, increase in earning per share will tend to increase the payout ratio. However, based on the graph, noted that most of the dot is actually clustered at the bottom, showing that even the company with higher earning per share, they tend to retain a significant portion of their earning to prioritize the reinvestment earning for their growth instead of rewarding their shareholders. We also notice that there is outlier where the company with extremely high payout ratio, which above 100%, it could be a red flag of the company to have a financial distress where they reward their shareholder more than what they actually earn on that year. A special study is carried out in this research to assess the impact of the outlier that previously being excluded in the main studies. Since the outliers are mostly from the market giant due to its strong performance in their financial indicator, the goal for this special study is to evaluate how the inclusion can significantly impact the benchmarking insight and provide a new perspective on the competitive dynamics. The graph showing that the medium comparison between main study and special study, and notice that there is a significant increase around 70% in the revenue and earning, showing that large cap companies actually redefine the benchmarking for the metrics and emphasize their role as the market leaders. The first limitation of this research is the use of single-year data. It could be more meaningful if the longitudinal study with multi-year data can be employed in the future research to identify the trend and pattern over time for a meaningful comparison. Second limitation is the financial metric used in this research is just only small portion of the financial metric. A crucial financial metric such as return on equity, debt to equity ratio is not being included in this research due to limited data availability. Therefore, the use of broader financial metrics are recommended in the future research. Lastly, the global comparison is being used in this research regardless of the company size and sector, which may not provide a fair and representative view of competitiveness. Hence, future research is suggested to perform a company size segmentation and sector-specific analysis for better comparison. So, come to conclusion. This will be very interesting question that usually investors will ask. Which entity are the most competitive and ideal for investment? So here with the answer. We actually found two top performers in our main study, which include Investor Relations from Saudi Arabia and Samsung Electromechanics. Other actually is a top performance from the special study, which most of the company actually we are familiar of. So you know what you're going to invest, right? Thank you.